Hi, I'm here to share a story that changed my life, a story that made me who I am today. I was I developed cerebral palsy 3 days after I was born. Needless to say, life wasn't easy, right? But I had determined and strong parents who pushed me and encouraged me to live as normal a life as possible. But I'm not here to talk about cerebral palsy. There's always Google for that. The story I'm the story I'm going to share is about passion and inspiration. It's about how I found my calling as a sound engineer. The only connect I had to nature was the occasional trips I took to the Himalayas or the weekend trips I took with friends to Lonavala. But that's hardly nature, is it? The rest of the time I was stuck in a soundproof room with no windows or natural light. I would go into the studio in the morning, and the next break I took and came out, it was evening. Or I would work throughout the night and sleep throughout the day. After living like this for 10 years, I really started missing the sun. In 2007 December, my uncle who knew my love for nature and the mountains was planning a trip to Kana with his family, and he asked me to join them. And so I did. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been to a forest before. I'd never been on safari before. I didn't even know that India had tiger reserves at that point. I was I was engrossed in music and making it. So I went. We reached Kana. 5 a.m. safari. Madhya Pradesh. Cold. Winter. Open gypsy. What fun, right? Except I was in jeans and a t-shirt because I'm from Bombay. We have the same weather throughout the year. So I thought MP would be hot and nice as well. I had to actually force myself to stop shivering just to get a clear sighting of the bison or the cheetal we saw. It was like I needed a bit stabilizer in my neck because all I saw was bison, blah, 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 cheetal, blah, blah. You know what really blew my mind was seeing all these different animals and birds coexisting and living in harmony with one another. Then it happened. We were coming around a bend and there were alarm calls going on all over the place. And our driver said the word that's music to most wildlifers' ears, tiger. There she was in the grassland. She stuck her head out, looked at us, turned around, and she was gone. I remember this clearly because the sun was out and my image stabilizer was working just fine. Those 5 seconds, it was like the forest had kidnapped my heart and my mind. It was like the jungle was telling me, you go back if you want to, but this heart and this mind are staying here only. So I came back to Bombay, to the studio, both mindless and heartless. Music that was my life wasn't the same anymore. Beats and chords were instantly replaced by chirps and calls. I couldn't get myself to go into the studio to record. So I got my assistant to do it. I sat online trying to figure out why these tigers are endangered. Why are they going extinct? A year after Kanha, my partner and me decided to shut the studio down. But instead of feeling bad that 5 years of my life had just gone down the gutter, I felt relieved. I looked at this as an opportunity to go and find my heart and my head back. So I went to Ranthambore. the best place to see tigers in the wild, right? I went and met a man, an awesome man, Fateh Singh Rathore, and I attended a course in conservation leadership with his NGO, Tiger Watch. And I started volunteering with them. Tiger Watch was involved in in anti-poaching and poacher rehabilitation in Ranthambore. This gave me an opportunity to interact with these poachers. One day, while we were chilling and drinking with these guys in the village, they suddenly took out folk instruments and started a party. And I noticed that some of them are not only talented hunters, but they're talented musicians as well. Since Tiger Watch was anyways working on alternate source of income for these guys, I thought, why not record an album with these guys and sell their music to fund other rehabilitation programs of theirs. After a year of convincing friends to come, I went back to Ranthambore with a full recording setup, a musician, a filmmaker, and a photographer. And we made this, a film on the life and music of the Moghia tribe.
एक्चुअली ये बड़ी ही एक ट्रेडिशनल हंटिंग कम्युनिटी से बिलोंग करता है जिसको मोगिया कहते हैं। एक्चुअली ये एमपी में उसके मर्डर के केसेस हैं, टाइगर केसेस हैं, हमने उसको सांबर डियर के साथ पकड़ा है, पोचर कम क्रिमिनल दोनों।
शिकार करने में मेरी रुचि ज़्यादा नहीं थी, रुचि मेरे ज़्यादा किसकी थी, संगीत। सत्संग करना है, जाना है, ढोलक बजाना है, पेटी बजाना है, इसको सीखना है, संगीत।
He himself came up with these songs which has some kind of a message for conservation.
जहाँ बाग है वहाँ जंगल है, जहाँ जंगल है वहाँ बरसात होती है, जहाँ बरसात होती है वहाँ पानी, जहाँ जंगल है नदियों में वहाँ, और पानी जो है वो आदमी की जिंदगी के लिए बहुत जरूरी है। नदियों में पानी जो है
इस कम्युनिटी में ये बात जाएगी लोगों के बीच कि हमारे म्यूजिक को कोई सुनने को तैयार है, हमारी कम्युनिटी में ये बात जाएगी। ये बहुत बड़ा फर्क है म्यूजिक को कोई सुनने।
We made 500 copies of this DVD and gave it to Tiger Watch to sell, to raise funds for these guys. After that, I traveled to a few other forests other than Ranthambore, and I started to realize that yes, poaching was a big threat to these cats, but an even bigger threat was looming over their heads. Our forests, their homes were shrinking. This led me to set up an NGO called Prowl with my wife Avantika. Prowl stands for Preservation of Wild Landscapes. Our main objective is to involve local communities in conservation of forests and wildlife. We also support the forest department in many ways. Through our organization, projects like first aid training for forest guards in the Sundarbans, camera trapping in Umred Kharandla with Sanctuary Asia. We monitor movement of tigers with the help of camera traps between Maharashtra and Telangana for the Maharashtra Forest Department. We also track and monitor conflict tigers for the Maharashtra Forest Department. We clean water, self-purification water distribution bottles for forest guards in Ranthambore, Tadoba and Simplipal tiger reserves have been executed. We also conducted a program for 17 villages in organic farming and composting in Simlipal Tiger Reserve in order to get the locals alternate source of income and reduce their dependency on our forests. I also took, a couple of years ago, I took up a job as a naturalist. Free stay, free food, free safaris, the ideal lives, right? I took up a job in a resort in Tadoba. This job actually gave me an opportunity to study and understand wildlife and animal behavior. It also allowed me to learn how to track big cats. It also allowed me to develop my skills as a photographer. because my job was to take guests on safari. While I was in Tadoba, I made friends with a few forest officials. And next thing I know, I was called to help the forest department track, monitor, and identify a tiger that had killed 7 people in a forest near Chandrapur. All 7 people that were killed 2 to 3 kilometers inside the reserve forest, where they had gone to collect firewood. And some of them had even gone to set up snares to catch smaller animals. None of the 7 people were eaten. The forest department wanted to tranquilize and relocate this tiger. But the people got agitated and started conducting anti-tiger rallies. Political pressure led to shoot-at-sight orders being issued on this tiger as he was killing the vote bank. And ultimately this tiger was shot down. We often see campaigns, save the tiger in a country, right? But what we really need is more campaigns saying save our forests. Today, our wildlife and forests need us more than ever. They need us to be more understanding, more aware, more in tune with their problems, and do whatever little we can to help them solve it. I found my calling, and I will work for the rest of my life towards it. And I urge all of you who haven't found yours to go out there and find it. Because trust me, it will change your life. Just like the Royal Bengal tiger changed mine. Thank you.